Hi everyone, Amanda Christina here, and today I really want to talk to you a little bit about mental health, depression, anxiety, social anxiety, bipolar 2, all of which I have, yay me, long-term ill health, which I also have, and kind of the effects it has on us and how we perceive the world. Also, because I know a lot of people don't quite understand, and it isn't until you hear a voice that you either recognize or hear it in a way that you understand it that you might get somebody else's struggles. Nobody else's struggles are better or worse than yours. They're just their own struggles. You can't go and say, but people are dying here and, you've got depression. It doesn't work that way. Depression is an illness. It's a real illness. Mental health problems are real problems. I can certainly look back. I've had my diagnosis of bipolar 2 for a year. I still don't understand all that it means for me and for my life, but I do know that I have it. I can look back to early childhood and see incidences of things, so I can see the highs and the lows right back then. For at least 5 years of my 20s, I was on a major high or hypomania. I can see it in my life, so I can't refute the diagnosis as much as I want to, as much as I don't need another label. I know that I have bipolar 2. I know that I'm struggling to be treated through medication for it because I have quite bad allergic reactions to a lot of the meds. So this is going to be an even more interesting journey for me. I find that I'm quite lucky in that the people in my life understand mental illness a little bit more. I grew up with an uncle who has post-traumatic stress, schizophrenia and a few other issues. So I think that has made my family a little less kind of snap out of it. I know my mum has always told me I've had blue periods. Even as a kid, I would go through blue periods, is what she called them. So I know that it's there. I know it's not something I can refute. I know that my sister has her own battles with mental health issues, but that's not my story to tell, and nor will I. Mostly because she'd probably freaking kill me for mentioning it on my vlog. If she even watches my vlog, I don't think she does, but if she heard I had, she would be pretty upset with me. I am, however, taking Turmeric Australia's organic turmeric. It has black pepper and ginger in it. I find this really helps me. It kind of evens me out. I don't know how to explain it better than that. I did when I first started taking it get hypomania from it, and if I haven't taken it for a few days and I start back on it, it will spiral me into a bit of hypomania. But I find this is actually helping me a lot. It also helps with the arthritis I have, and I have it in both hips and toes and a few other places, which is not so much fun. And it also helped me reduce my cholesterol level, which was in the red thanks to polycystic ovarian syndrome. So there are a handful of things that I now suffer from, and that you can see I've certainly won the genetic lottery there. Anyway, back to the topic. Depression, mental health issues are as real as a physical ailment. There are times for me where I don't want to get out of bed anymore, where I can't face doing the adulting things that most people do. I reach for Lifelines on those days. Those Lifelines might be just a stupid game. It might just be a game I have on my phone that I'm addicted to, that I just sit here and play for hours, or it might be watching something like Gallivant or Star Kid or a myriad of things. It might just be binge watching something I haven't actually seen all of and catching up. It might be crafting. It might be crafting while I binge watch something. It might be baking. What I will say is, for me, those lifelines are crucial. Not because I'm a person who has a lot of suicidal tendencies. I'm quite lucky in that way. The most suicidal I get is usually I'll just be like, oh, it'd be nice to stop breathing. I can't handle this anymore. But it's a fleeting thought for me, and I know for others it's not. And I know I was on medication that didn't make it a fleeting thought. I was on Lamictal, and I had a really severe reaction to it where by 9 days into just taking one pill a day, I was, or like the one pill, like I don't know if it was one a day, but by taking it, by the 9th day I knew I had to stop. I could not control my actions, and it made me wonder how many people have taken their own life because they've been on pills that have taken that choice from them in a way that they couldn't recognize. I know my mind well enough to know I knew it wasn't my normal thought patterns. I kept record of it. There's a blog post on my Heavenly Musings blog about my battle with Lobactyl. It's not pretty. It's quite scary. It had me terrified to even up my dose. My doctor agreed that the right thing to do was stop taking it, so I did. Recently I tried lithium. It made me throw up. And some other not so very nice things. So unfortunately, medication for me is probably not going to be the way I can go. There are other things. There's a book out there called The Mindful Way Through Depression, which I know is quite popular. I was with a counselling service down here called The Junction, and ACT therapy and that book in particular very much held sway on what they did. I'm in a version of ACT therapy. It's not ACT therapy, it's cognitive behavior therapy at present, and they use a lot of mindfulness as well. And I get it. I've kind of gotten very disillusioned with the New Age movement and spiritual movements because of having depression and anxiety and things that are out of my control, things that I would never have thought had impacted my life in the way they have and may have stopped me getting where I wanted to go. I used to believe wholeheartedly in a lot of things, and I have noticed that some people it works for, some people it really does. And when I say wholeheartedly, I mean body, mind and soul. I believed in it. I swallowed everything and thought it would make my life better, and my life just progressively fell apart more and more. And I'd be like, it'll be okay, everything happens for a reason. And I do believe that. I just think that the New Age viewpoint, especially when it comes to depression and anxiety and mental health, is a very simplistic one. It's all change your thoughts, change your mind, or change your life. And that isn't always the case. I tried for years to be that person, not to be that person, because it is still a part of who I am. I still do psychic readings. I still embrace my intuition, and I still believe some of the things. But what I've realized is that it's a very simplistic view of something that is far more complex than just saying change the thoughts in your head. Depression lies, and depression is sneaky, and it sneaks up on you when you don't expect it to. You can be having an amazing time and suddenly, bam, it hits you out of nowhere. And it lies to you, and it's hard sometimes to know it's the depressed voice lying to you because it's your voice. Depression's so sneaky, it uses your voice to convince you of its rightness. The fact that it's a battle that most people don't understand with mental health is it is an every single day, every moment battle. That is so exhausting. It is an exhausting battle, but you don't give in. And if you're still here, you're amazing and you're incredible, because honestly, as epic battles go, it beats the battle for Hogwarts, it beats the battle of 3 armies, it beats any sort of battle out there, because it is one of the hardest battles to face and to do. Part of the battle is making sure you have a good mental health support team around you. I have an amazing counsellor. I love my counsellor. I've had such luck having counsellors down here. As a child and a teenager, I was dragged to counselling. I had no faith in counsellors, I'll be honest. I was really shocked at how much I grew a friendship with my counsellor, my first counsellor down here, and how much I genuinely need those sessions, and I can see that I need those sessions. In Australia, we're entitled to 6, with the option of our doctor extending it to 10 mental health sessions a year for free. I don't know if everyone's aware of that, but you are. It's part of the thing at the moment. Unfortunately, 10 is not always enough, but it's enough to sort of get you by. I wish I could have more than 10 a year, in all honesty. I feel like that would be more beneficial. However, you take what you can get. Psychiatrists I'm not so fond of, because they keep trying to prescribe me things that end up making me really sick. But that's a part of it too. Having a good doctor. My doctor is pretty awesome. She'll tell me to try stuff, but if it makes me ill, to stop taking it. And we're just chipping away at what we can. That's all we can do, is one step at a time. Sometimes it feels to me like it's too slow, like I'm never going to get to the bottom of everything and get everything sorted, but I still keep trying. And that is the thing. If you have depression, any mental health issue, anxiety, social anxiety, agoraphobia, anything, and you're still fighting and you're still trying, whether it's to leave the front door, whether it's to leave the house to go shopping, whether it's to just do something small like cook yourself a meal, that is amazing. It's incredible. And make sure you acknowledge how amazing it is that you are doing those things. I think that's really important, is to let yourself have the lifelines that you need. If you can do the things and kind of look after you a bit more and realize that you're beating yourself up for not being the person you used to be, because we do that a lot. I know I have. I know I still do at times. I get so frustrated that I can't do the things that I used to do and or do things as easily as I used to do it. It really, really does frustrate me at times, because I love to create and I'm not creating as much as I used to do. Or I love to cook, but I'm not passionate about cooking at the moment. I'm struggling with that. But there are things. So just look after you. Make sure you have life rafts if you can, because I think that is so important. Never be afraid to seek help. Don't be afraid to try the medication. I've had very bad reactions on it. Some people react really well on it. Unfortunately, I have a chemical sensitivity to the point where just taking a course of antibiotics actually usually makes me quite ill. So it's good for me because it gets the other illness out, but it does bring other side effects in for me. So that is my reason for not taking medication. I'm not going to tell you what to do, because I think each of us has our own journey in that path. I know that with bipolar 2, a lot of people start their meds and stop taking them a lot. Unfortunately, I've never really gotten to get started, and a lot of the meds for me have the side effect of weight gain, which I just can't afford to do. I can't afford to put on weight at the moment. It's just not an option. So it's not something I want to do, and I'm actually finding more success with the natural remedy than I was with the pills. So it's a journey. It's an individual journey. It's your journey. If you're still here, congratulations. If you are still fighting through, I am so proud of you. I'm so, so proud of you. I know it's exhausting. I know you're tired. I know you wish you could stop the fight. But here's the thing, we still need to fight. We still need to get through each day. And at some point, I know it will get easier. I have faith in my life and myself that at some point this will all get easier and it will all make sense somewhere along the line. Till next we meet on life's journey. Bye.